Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report. And if you're looking for a juicy Jayden Daniels rumor, man, are you in the right place? Now, what you guys are going to see coming up here on today's show is I am breaking down a viral rumor that is circulating around Commanders' Twitter, Instagram, social media, and it has been brought to my attention right now. I am not sitting up here saying that this rumor is true. All I'm saying is it definitely has my attention. And, you know, what my saying is where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's been a lot of smoke around the Washington Commanders potentially trading out of that number 2 pick per Adam Schefter over the past few days. My thoughts? Maybe it has something to do with this rumor here. Now, if you always find yourself looking for the latest Raiders news, Raiders rumors, and right now anything around Jayden Daniels, I promise you this, I'm going to do everything in my power to give you the most information around Jayden. And if you're a fan that wants that type of info, make sure you click that subscribe button and make sure you turn on those notifications. That way, you never miss anything. So the story of the day for me around Jayden Daniels is this. Now, this is a message that is on Twitter right now, and like I said, it's circulating, and it is, the notion comes from Eric Bickel, whose son showed him a text from a buddy in Illinois this weekend that said, "Tell your dad, Jayden Daniels hates Adam Peters." For those of you that don't know the context behind that, Adam Peters is now the general manager of the Washington Commanders, who hold the number 2 overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. Apparently, Daniels and Brandon Aiyuk are very close from their days at Arizona State, which should not surprise anybody that watches this show here. And when Aiyuk connected Daniels to Peters in late 2022 or early 2023, so this is the year before his Heisman candidacy, Peters allegedly told Daniels he doesn't think he has the talent to be selected before the 5th round, and he doesn't think his skills would translate to the NFL. So the main story around this is, let's hypothetically say that the Chicago Bears take Caleb Williams, number 1 overall in the NFL Draft. I am a believer, I think the NFL community is a believer, that Washington wants to figure out a way to get Caleb Williams, whether that means to trade up or not. In the event, though, that Chicago hangs on to that number 1 pick, they take Caleb, and then Washington is sitting there, who originally wanted Caleb Williams. I think it's one of the reasons why they ended up figuring out a way to get Cliff Kingsbury there, because Cliff and Caleb had their time working together at USC, which is very interesting. So then the question has always been, Mitch, how the hell can the Raiders get a quarterback like Jayden in the top 3 if it is believed that the Bears, the Commanders, and the New England Patriots are all going to select one? I mean, here is a very interesting rumor that has just popped up over the past day or so, and it has definitely grabbed my attention. So if you're watching the show right now and you're like, dude, give me more of this info, I got more coming up here in just a second, but if you want Jayden Daniels in silver and black, I'm telling you, that's what I want. I want a franchise quarterback. I want a difference maker. I want somebody that at the end of the day gives me that feeling that there's a legitimate chance that we can compete with Patrick Mahomes, that we're going to have a legitimate chance to compete in the AFC. No disrespect to Aiden O'Connell, and if Antonio Pierce wants to stay true to his word, if Tom Telesco wants to be aggressive and they don't want a Band-Aid, you want a franchise quarterback for the next 10 years, his name is Jayden Daniels, and it continues to align. So the more backstory here is, Bears take a quarterback, Washington now is on the board, and think about how many times we get asked, or I've been asked on this show, Mitch, is there a chance that Jayden could tell a team that he doesn't want to go there, he doesn't want to play there, and now you have another opportunity for the Raiders to go get their guy. If the rumors are true that Jayden does not want to play for Adam Peters, that also means that he does not want to play for the Washington Commanders, and no disrespect, to the whole Washington staff, why, if I'm an NFL kid, would I want to go play right now for, I'll say, arguably the worst ran NFL franchise? I know that they got a new owner, but there's a reason they got a lot of issues over there. And then on top of that, would you want to play for a guy that looked you dead in the eyes, even if it might have been true? Even if Jayden, when he first came out of Arizona State, and the year before his Heisman candidacy with LSU this past year, even if somebody looked him in the eyes, and it might be true, and said, man, I think you're only a 5th-round pick, and I don't think that your skills translate to the NFL, if I'm somebody that just won the Heisman, I'm going to carry that with a little bit of a chip on my shoulder and say, this is what you told me. This is what you told me. I don't want to play for a guy like that. Like, if you're a quarterback like Jayden, is that somebody that you want to go to battle for? I'm not 100% sure, especially when you know that if given the right opportunity, and this could be the right opportunity where if the Commanders say, hey, the number 2 pick is available in the NFL draft, if Caleb Williams gets selected number 1 overall, you know who's picking up that phone and calling? It's going to be Antonio Pierce. And I know Jayden said that on draft day, if the phone rang and it was Pierce, he doesn't know what he would do. Jayden, in the heart of hearts, I believe wants to be a Raider. Antonio Pierce and this organization, in their heart of hearts, I believe want to get Jayden. But the question has always been, how the hell is it even going to be possible if all these teams are going to draft a quarterback? Here's your answer. If Jayden legitimately does not want to play for Adam Peters, if Jayden legitimately does not want to be a part of that organization, the Commanders then could say, well, I don't know if we like Drake May. Like, what if they don't like Drake May? Then that pick becomes available. There is a lot of smoke around this rumor, and I always try to find where does it come from. Because when I saw the report from Adam Schefter over, I think it was Monday or over the weekend, that said the Commanders are a team to look at that could potentially trade back. I heard that, and I go, I don't see how that's humanly possible. Like, why would Cliff Kingsbury go there? Why would they be doing a lot of the moves that they're doing? Maybe this could be the reason. What if there is some legit circulation that has not become notable or not notable, not out to the public knowledge yet, that Jayden Daniels has said, hey, I don't want to play for Adam Peters because 2 years ago, he disrespected me. He might have been telling the truth at the time, but that's not somebody that I want to go to war for. That's not somebody that I want to go to battle for. It's not somebody that I want to start my NFL career with, and I don't want to be a part of all that mess. I'll tell you this, though. Bottom line, it is very, very interesting, and if this comes out to be true, I would love, and I mean love, to be able to just give a big old F you to Cliff Kingsbury. I'd love to be able to give a big old F you to the Washington Commanders, because at the end of the day, I don't care how it happens. I am team, let's do everything in our freaking power to go get a franchise quarterback, to go get a difference maker, and if the Raiders end up trading up, I hope you're ready. Jeremy Chuggs and I, we're going to be live for the entire 2024 NFL Draft. We're going to be covering every single pick. We're going to be covering all 7 rounds. We will get the picks before you see them up on your television screen. So friendly reminder there to just tune in. Now, the next time that you guys are going to see me here live on the Raiders Report, I'm going to be live tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm also going to be live on Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. So let's just go through this one more time to wrap this thing up with a bow on it. This story comes from Eric Bickel, whose son showed him a text from a buddy in Illinois this weekend that said, Tell your dad. So Eric Bickel, the old offensive coordinator of the Commanders, Jayden Daniels hates Adam Peters. Apparently, Daniels and Brandon Aiyuk are very close from their days at Arizona State, and when Aiyuk connected Daniels to Peters in late 2022 or early 2023 about declaring for the draft, Peters allegedly told Daniels he doesn't think he has the talent to be selected before the 5th round, and he doesn't think his skills would translate to the NFL. The other way that you could potentially look at that is not only just that Jayden Daniels doesn't like Adam Peters, but I wonder if Peters is going to stay true to his guns here. Like, if this rumor is true that he legitimately does not think that his skills are going to translate to the NFL, this is another team that could potentially pass on Jayden, right? Like, and then what happens if the Commanders go Drake May? What if the New England Patriots don't view Jayden Daniels as that franchise quarterback? There were a lot of people that say, Mitch, there's no way Jayden's going to fall. There's no way that the Raiders are going to get him. Until that time happens, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to hold out hope that Jayden Daniels is going to be the next quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders, rejoining Antonio Pierce and Marvin Lewis, who he shouted out at his Heisman Trophy ceremony. I'm hoping that we get the quarterback that was in the Raiders' Week 18 locker room after celebrating the win over the Denver Broncos. I'm hoping that we get the quarterback that the Raiders, when they were interviewing offensive coordinators, they had Jayden Daniels in mind. I have seen the way Antonio Pierce talks about Jayden. I have seen the way Jayden talks about Antonio Pierce. It is a father-son type of relationship, and I can't wait to see those two reunited in Las Vegas this season.